Hi Virgo, welcome to Germinate Tarot. You're still stuck with me for the time being while Other Germ gets her new place settled, which is awesome. So she'll be back for mid-months, but right now we're going to do April 3rd to the 15th, general energy, probably skewing towards love though, because that's how we do. I'm under the weather a little bit, and I'm just getting my voice back, so I'm going to be using Gypsy Witch. This is the deck I use daily, and I connect very easily to it, so I'm going for ease of use over big complicated readings. So we're going to get the 5 card out for you, see what happens. Okay, Virgo, please. Virgo, please. Come back. Alright, I'm looking at these. Thank you. And can I get an outcome? I'm going to take a look. That's an awful lot to come out at once, but we have Shepherd, Love, Coffin, and Moon. It's not a bad combo. It just means there's some changes involved, and so this is a good bit. Actually, I'm going to move this deck because I love it to bits, but it's staring at me. And there we go. Give some more room. All right, we're going to turn these babies over. So, Virgo, what do we have going on? Well, the central issue is the Clover. That's a great card. That's such a good energy. That's the Lucky Duck kind of card where you're just, I hate saying blessed, but it's almost like things are just falling into place, and it's like, wow, okay. You know, it's just the coincidences are lining up. You know, a friend of a friend knows somebody, or you know, you happen to be in the right place at the right time. And all those coincidences are adding up to a good vibe, and that's awesome. So over here, we have, on one side of the issue, here's the Whip. That's a sexy card. Intimate relations, if you want to get fancy. And then you have the Mice. So something is being done in secret. And if it's not sexy time, then it's definitely, there's aggression behind it, and there's some kind of underlying issue, especially with the Mice. So I think this might be hard feelings of some kind, and they're surfacing. The Lion is a surprise card, but it is a surprise card in the way that something surprised someone, but they're defending themselves. There's no force of nature like up here with this lightning, which we'll get to in a second. This is a deliberate defense of some kind of, I don't want to say shenanigans, but it's, I get a very, like, someone feels hurt and they're not expressing themselves, yet when they do, it's in an aggressive way. On this side of the equation, you have the Metal. Somebody or something, they want to win. They want to be the victor. They want to be on top of things. And there's the Ship, which is either something's at a distance and they want to get to this accomplishment, this recognition, this understanding. They want to reach this level of attainment, and this award. Up here, you have the Stork, the Lightning, and the Rider. Now, the Stork is some kind of change, and that's, you know, I'm not sure. With the Clover, I feel it's positive, but with the Lightning is almost, you never know where lightning is going to strike. You can not expect where it's going to go. It's going to show up and do its thing. And it's sudden. And then you have the Rider on top of it. So when that lightning point hits, then you have the Rider, which is communication. It's moving forward, and it's moving forward quickly. So whatever change happens, there's swift action after it. So I would like to know more about this clover. What kind of stuff are we talking about here? Ooh, snake and bouquet. Okay, all right. Whew, I might be leaning towards the sexy then, because there's, you know, a snake, which is, it can be seen as deceptive, but also a snake will only strike when it's provoked, when it feels it has no choice. So is Virgo going to do the striking? Is someone going to strike at Virgo because they feel like they're backed into the corner? The bouquet, I think in that instance, maybe some kind of peace offering, like a mea culpa, like my bad, you know, or it could actually be a physical visit. I do want just one more on that. What's gonna... Okay, so I think if it's a woman Virgo, you may be doing the striking. You may be doing something outward. And you may need to apologize to someone you're dealing with. I want one more. Or if it's a male, a woman may need to apologize to you. Fish and Sun. So I think whoever is doing this striking out thing with this snake business is, they realize that it's not cool, and then they have the fish, which means they're going to work on it. They're going to try. I do want to find out about this kind of lion thing going on. Lion, animal, not lying, which would be much different. The Rose. So there is beauty. They understand it. It just needs to grow. The book, it's knowledge. It's also kind of a secret feeling. I think things are coming to the surface, you know, as a rose grows and blossoms, it opens, a book opens, there's going to be an opening. That's not, I never made that connection with the opening thing, with the flower. Huh, look at that. Something new every day. That's that intuition for you. So, I do, see if we can get, oh, we got two more on the book. So, the tree is stability. It's also health, and the eye is observation. It can be spying, but in this combination I do not see it as spying. I see it as someone being very vigilant. And I get this over here as well, where they know, they see, they understand. Over here, they know, they see, they understand. So, what's going on with this ship and metal? I would like to know what's going on with this ship and metal. The wine. Okay. I think, you know, there's joyousness. Maybe it's a party after being recognized. It's a celebration. It's kind of like pop the champagne vibe. Something good is coming. You have the children, which are new beginnings. It's innocent. The moon, it's intuition. It's knowing. It's also, you know, perception. Maybe someone's changing the way that they think about you, and not in a bad way. I think with this new beginning, or maybe Virgo's changing the way they see someone, you know, and understanding where they're coming from and where the other person's coming from. I think I'm getting understanding. I'm getting a meeting in the middle. Yeah, so it will be communicated. It will come out. Oh, hi. Yeah. So what's happening with this change and this rider is the gentleman. So I think once this clover action where you're just like lucky and you need to acknowledge it and, you know, not keep striking, not keep pulling the lion business. There's the scythe and the safe. I'm getting, while things are sorting themselves out, there will be someone on guard, but it ends in the dog, which is fidelity, friendship, loyalty. But then the mountain, I think someone really feels, either Virgo feels very strongly or this other person feels very strongly, they just don't want to get hurt. And Virgo's doing a lot of self-work, or the other person's doing a lot of self-work to get to a point where these things will be positive and you will get the sun and everything else with it. The Coffin, yeah, so there's definite changes needed to be made. Definite changes. But there's such a willingness to work together that, you know what, I'm going to move on to the tarot because this deck can be pretty practical, like Lenormand can. And this feels emotional. So we're going to move on to Deviant Moon Tarot and see what we can suss out here. So we have that. This is just to get a general vibe. It's not necessarily placements. It's just overall how the cards are working together in a loose past, present, future situation. Those are too much. That's a good amount. Is that 3 or 4? When things come out in threes, I tend to pay attention to them. It goes that way. All right. So, bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. This goes back to, you know, the sexy type thing. I mean, it's a bug on a flea. I don't think that's super sexy, but it's basically messages, but it's a flea. It's a happy, quickie, in, out kind of vibe. I don't want to say non-committal, but it's quick. Okie dokie. So we have King of Wands, which is fire sign. It is very passionate, but in control kind of passionate. There's these little semi-tree children around it, so it's a warm, more nurturing kind of King of Wands, and doesn't focus so much on the passion portion, although his little staff is all lit up, so he's still got it going on. Page of Cups, central issue. So there is an offer. It's young. It might feel immature. It's growing. It doesn't have to be this grand lover's card right out off the bat. There is something that needs to be nurtured, like this guy's nurturing these little freakazoid children. But Four of Swords, someone is in retreat, which could be that mountain safe thing. It's also an apology. It's also someone extending the, all right, maybe it was a bit much. Someone owning it, someone thinking, someone realizing, because there is so much thinking going on. Then these three came out together. It's the Five of Pentacles. So someone feels, people say out in the cold all the time, but, you know, they see this eyeball, this creepy eyeball still in the church looking out. They still see whoever's out there, whether this is Virgo or the other person, and they're like, you can come in if you want, you know, so, I mean, the door's not totally shut. But the Six of Wands, there's a Six of Wands, whew, that's victory. Polar opposite, Six of Swords. You know, it's a needing to get away. It's a needing to pull back a little bit. And then the Ten of Swords. I don't take this as betrayal. If you look at this Ten of Swords, it's entrapment. It is, they're just in this box, you know, like a magician puts swords through things, and I feel like they got caught in a bad magic trick. And maybe with that clover, things are lining up. We're kind of going, what? This can't all be happening at the same time. That's a lot of crap. All right. We're going to clarify a little bit. I want to see if anything will come out for this Page of Cups here. All right. Well, it's 4. I mean, that's a decent amount, but it does make sense. So you have the High Priestess, secrets, knowledge, knowing things. Then you have Five of Swords. I keep saying swords. Yikers. This is Five of Wands. Wands, which is conflict, just confusion, people not being able to figure things out. Knight of Wands, which is the taking action portion, which was on the bottom before for the overall rating. Then we have the Devil. So I think someone is at odds with themselves, is what I get. Between this 5, the 6, and the 10 here. And then the Four of Swords. I want to see if we can get one on the Four of Swords here. So, okay. Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of trying to be strong and channeling the strength. It also can be Leo. But then I don't think it's Leo. I think it's Virgo themselves because it comes out with the Hermit. Then you have Lovers on the bottom. So this is, I think it's definitely a relationship situation that Virgo's trying to find the strength in themselves. You know, I get like this pull up from the bootstraps. Like someone's gotta rally to make this work. And yeah, so Knight of Swords with the Death. It's a change. It's a change. It's Knight of Swords will say what they want to say, how they want to say it, the way they want to say it. I think that needs to change with the Death. I keep wanting to just like clarify because I feel like a story keeps coming out. Justice. So you go from having the Knight of Swords, you know, guy just winging a sword around, and then you go to Justice, which is the balanced having the swords. Not swinging them around, not being a jerk about it. And then you also have the Two of Wands, which means you have balanced justice thought. You have balanced, I want to say, justice actions. It's an equilibrium, I think, is being struck. And it will take a little bit of time. And I think that's where the Clover may come in. Because it is on your side. Because then I was like, well, it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. You mean like what's on the bottom of the deck right now? Potentially. So, I think Virgo is taking a look at themselves. The other person is feeling a little further away than usual. With the mountain and everything. Oh, unpopular. So, we're moving on to the Romance Angels deck. And we're going to see what's going on here. Okay, Romance Angels. They were calling to me again. They're growing on me, not gonna lie to you. Okay, so we have pay attention to red flags. You deserve love and let your friends help you. Pay attention to red flags. If something is not sitting with you, maybe it's that apology business. Maybe there's stuff that you think you are pulling away on. You deserve love. Duh. What Virgo doesn't. And then you have let your friends help you. Well, you know, I kind of want one more because, you know, I think there's friends that you can ask to help you for this stuff, and there's other where you just go, I'm good, thanks. So you have free yourself with forgiving and learning. So the forgiving, the learning, that knowledge portion, that apology portion, and apology, the mea culpa thing, I just get this vibe that you need to apologize if you mean it, if you feel it, or if someone extends one to you, you'll know if it's genuine. And in this act of doing this, and the vulnerability that I think comes with that kind of openness, you are freeing yourself. I think that's ultimately what happens. So, we're moving on to the crystal deck. Benching the Vintage Wisdom Oracle at the moment. And we're just going to do crystal deck. It is different crystals and stones. And they have great keywords that are nice things to think about. They're rather large. Alright, come on, puppies. I have cards for Virgo. You're going to make me draw. Alright. Moldavite's actually been coming out. I mean, what are the chances of that? rhodonite. That's a good one. You know, if I'm saying these incorrectly, I'm no geologist, so don't get upset with me. Then we have iolite. Iolite is a good one as well. It's very pretty. It's like purpley. So with the moldavite, you have grounding, connection, evolution. With rhodonite, you have patience, seeking, forgiveness. Yeah, okay. Iolite is grounding, focus, and intuition. Okay, so with the moldavite, you're going to get grounded. You're evolving. You're changing. It's not bad. But, you know, looking for some kind of balance, patience, I think maybe patience with yourself. And with the iolite, it's the grounding, focus, and intuition. I do like to read the back of these divinatory meanings because I think they're very positive and make total sense. The need to work with the body before proceeding to a more spiritual development, and you need to be grounded and centered before you take on anything else. With the rhodonite, you have time to stand back and be honest. What is your role in the conflict, and what are you willing to truly forgive? All right. Then we have time to appreciate the good things already in your life and make plans to change what holds you back. I think that's a very positive reading. So I think until the 15th, Virgo, that's a lot of you time, a lot of introspection, a lot of moving forward. So it's a very good thing. All right, Virgo, we'll be talking to you in a couple weeks. So until then, you be well, okay?